Hello, everybody, and welcome to TJ's Lego Room. First things first, I need to apologize to Shadow Dancer, one of my subscribers. I promised him I'd give him a shout out in the last video, and I didn't. He stuck around all the way to the end of my live stream, and so I gave him a sneak preview of the BB tanks. And so I figured I'd shout him out in the BB tank video, and I forgot to do it, so I apologize, Shadow Dancer. But hey, you got into this one, right? Anyway, that's not just what you're here for. Let's get into some ATRTs, shall we? All right. I've been looking for a really good ATRT build for quite a while for an upcoming Lego Star Wars project, and unfortunately, I couldn't get a good starting point. Right. So while I was searching for some ideas online, I came across a Eurobricks post by Kit Bricksto, and he has an ATRT that's posted, and I fell in love with this thing, right? So at the time, I was looking for a solid build that looked accurate, as this one does. That was about minifig scale, doesn't have to be perfect, fully posable, and that could fold up all the way for transport, for like in an LAAT or something. Sneaky, sneaky. The remarkable part about this build, though, is that I was able to build 4 different ones just with leftover parts that I had. So parts that I already had in the bin, I was able to build 4 of these things right off the bat. And this ATRT is pretty amazing. He did a really fantastic job. As far as differences, I did have a few things that I changed. I changed the gun on here. Let me get my pointer. Hold on. So I did change the forward gun here so that it used some pieces that I already had, but it also made it a little bit longer, because the one he has is just a little short for what I wanted. And then, oh yeah, I also used a flick fire missile on the back on one of the antennas instead of a 1x3 bar. Or sorry, a 3 long bar. They don't have a width. So a 3 long bar. And that was just to use up some extra parts. Plus, I thought it gave it a dynamic look. So that was one of the reasons I did it. Now, normally, I'm not a fan of these Mixel Joints that he used, but holy cow, they are a lot better than I thought they were. I did not give them the credit that they very much deserved, because they're extremely strong and you can do some amazing poses with them. Now, I did mention that I built multiples of these things, and so why don't I go ahead and show you some of those. All right. So we'll zoom out here for a second, and I'll show you. So here we've got a wide stance one. And then this one is one of my favorites because it shows how strong some of those joints can be. And then I have a nice fun one here, stepping on a battle droid. And then this guy, he's just getting into his craft there. Now, so as you can see here, there are a few of those details I mentioned that are very evident here. So this being able to fold up all the way down on this one is really important to me, because I'm trying to get it into a transport type of mock. I want to be able to fold up into a Laat like they were able to do in a Clone Wars. And then this guy is held up just on the one stud down below on the other foot, and then his other foot is kind of hanging here, and it's not really pressed onto the guy. And then this one is, he's just standing. He's just showing that he can be nice and standing there. And then I really do like this slightly aggressive, wider stance here, which is kind of fun. Those Mixel Joints just let you move the legs in so many different directions. And then now, it's not just the Mixel Joints that have to be really strong. It's also these clips that are down at the bottom, these little clip pieces. But they are absolutely fantastic. And this one, you can see it's being held up completely by that one stud on the ground. Now, you can get them to stand up without. I've got another one here. Let's see if he'll balance. Oh, look at that. First try. Holy cow. How is that even possible? So they can balance on their own, but I definitely recommend having a stud on them to make them work. By the way, the instructions for these are free. I'll have the link to Kit Bricksto's Eurobrick page that he posted on down below. Okay, so you can get the instructions, I promise. So overall, this is my favorite custom ATRT. It's so fantastic. I was blown away when when I first saw the design. I'm like, oh my heck, I have to do that. Now there is one thing that I am going to be a little bit picky about. So just give me a second. I'm going to move these guys out of the way, and I'm going to show you the part that I don't absolutely love here, okay? And that is how the driver connects to the ATRT. So you can see I was able to lift them up, move them around, and they work really well. They're very poseable. But all I have to do is boop, pull out the driver, and the whole front of the console comes off. So he connects on these handlebars really well, but unfortunately, he's connected on the bottom by only one stud. There's only one round stud connector right here to there. And so unfortunately, it does not like to stay on there very strong. So just a little bit of play can sometimes knock them off. So look, just knocked it off again. So if there was a way to fix that, I would absolutely say this was a perfect mock. If that one thing was a little bit better. But it's going to be very hard to fix and make everything perfect and fill all the roles that it needs to, have the look and the design and the folding and I understand this is a very good job that Kit Bricksto did. There is one more ATRT that came out about 2 weeks ago. I'm still working on putting the parts together for. It's by an Instagrammer called the Trending Brick. I think he's starting a YouTube channel as well. He is also giving his instructions away, but he's got some things on there that I don't quite understand how he's building his stuff. But that's another ATRT that looks really good, and he actually did solve the driver problem. See, there we go. Now he's holding on. So it's not nearly as big of a deal. And I guess there is one other thing too, is this cannon can't really go straight without leaning the whole thing back a little bit. But if you think about it, it's kind of an anti-personnel thing. So he's firing downwards and a little in a way. So if I do find a better solution to that, you better be sure that I will let you know about it. But in the meantime, that's kind of where I'm at. So again, this is probably my favorite custom ATRT I've built so far. So if anybody wants an ATRT in their arsenal or in their army, I would definitely recommend this one for its posability, for how it looks, and its ability to fold up. I just think it's an absolute fantastic build. So anyway, thank you again so much for checking out TJ's Lego Room. Hopefully this was fun to look at, and hopefully some of you have some of the parts just laying around. You can build this yourself. Before I leave, I will do one more shout out to Shadow Dancer one last time. And as a tribute to Shadow Dancer, I will show you next week's build right now as a sneak peek. All right? Whoop. There we go. You guys have a wonderful weekend, and we'll catch you next time in TJ's Lego Room. Bye.